Barcelona are going to be back in action in La Liga, guys, after that disappointing, you could say, 0-0 draw against Sevilla on Friday evening at the Sanchez Pizjuan. Now it's a real good chance for Barcelona to win this game against Athletic Club Bilbao. Get that pressure back on the top of La Liga. If we win this, we go back top, of course, for now. We keep that pressure on, and I am expecting a determined and willing Barcelona side tomorrow night. But we simply cannot go any further in this preview without mentioning what happened with Real Madrid and what's been happening, for a long time now. We know this is the case, but I think what we're seeing right now is maybe more clear than we've ever seen it. It's almost broad daylight out there, and Real Madrid, they are now currently first place following their victory over Real Sociedad last night. And you know what, listen, this title race, it was always going to be tough, it was always going to be challenging. I thought over the course of the next 11 games it's going to be maybe 2 match weeks Barca in front, 4 match weeks Real Madrid, then Barca go in front, then Real Madrid go in front, then Barca go in front, etc, etc, etc. And really, I think that would have been the case, but I think what we've been seeing is that both teams are likely to drop points. There's been some hard games, some really tough games coming up, but the refereeing decisions in favour of Real Madrid are blatantly clear. It's scandalous, it's a disgrace to football in all truth, really, and I didn't want to mention it because, you know what, Barcelona, we got badly hammered, really, almost in the press after a 0-0 draw against Sevilla. It was a tough team for me. I thought we played quite well, but you know what, okay, we dropped points, and we gave Real Madrid the chance to go back top, but Real Madrid would have also been dropping points if they were in our situation and if they were playing games without 12 or 13 men, because it's getting to that extent, guys, what is going on in the games. And to be fair, I think there was a unanimous decision really last night from everyone just thinking, what are we watching here? This is clear corruption, this is clearly out of order, and Barcelona, we've been dropping points. We dropped points to Sevilla, hard away game. Real Madrid go to Real Sociedad, and they really should have dropped points. Both their goals were completely illegal, honestly. None of them should have been given. The Real Sociedad equalised, got ruled out. Real Sociedad then even pulled one back. And, I mean, it's just absurd. It really is absurd. And it happened in the Valencia game against Real Madrid. It happened in the Eibar game. And it's becoming a bloody thing that Real Madrid are really getting luck now from the referees every 3 days. And I think, really, it's out of order, it really is, and it had to be spoken about because it is directly involved in the title race we're involved now. Like I said, both teams were expected to drop points, and Real Madrid had 2 really tough games against Valencia and Real and Sociedad there, and you know what? I think they could have dropped points. Valencia went 1-0 up, they ruled out a legal goal. Sociedad came back level. They could have probably should have maybe won that game if you think about it. Real Madrid shouldn't have had either of their goals, and they end up losing it. So this is what we're playing against right now. For me, that's completely unfair, it really is. I thought both sides were going to be dropping points, but it seems that Real Madrid and the entity of La Liga have decided, you know what, Real Madrid, they're not dropping any more points. They're going to be winning this league, and honestly, I don't know what to say anymore. I want to stay positive, I really do, but what we're seeing out there for me is completely out of order, and you don't really know what to say about it, do you? Because it's easy to say, Barcelona, do your job. Well, come on, you've got to be a bit more fair than that. Both teams were likely to drop points, like we've said. Real Madrid would have dropped points. So would we. It's not fair to just say, Barcelona, go and win all of your games, and Real Madrid just drop points in one of them and just let the refereeing decisions mow over all of their other games. That's not on for me, and it's not fair, I think, to say that. Both teams are going to be dropping points, and Barcelona have done that so far. Real Madrid would have done that, but the referees have intervened. So, I mean, all we can do now, guys, is not drop points, is do our jobs, really, in the rest of our games, and let's just see if any justice does play out in the end. The game tomorrow evening will be coming to us at 9 PM UK time from the Camp Nou. That's going to be 10 PM in Spain. And of course, an empty Camp Nou, I think that does certainly hurt the Barcelona players. And against a side like Athletic Club, Barcelona are going to have to be really up for this, super motivated if they do want the win. So let's get really into this preview now. Let's get in with Barcelona, the home side, of course. For me, we're looking a little poor right now, we really are. We're probably missing, I think, maybe 2 or 3 key signings and key areas in order to actually play the football that we want to play. But what I would say is there still is hope. There really is. I mean, in a normal league, I think we probably would have been winning this one, but the refereeing seems to have taken that out of proportion. But if we win tomorrow, guys, we're right back on track. We really are. We go 3 points ahead of Real Madrid again. Yes, they've got the head-to-head, but that's 3 more points to them. That's a really good sign. So I am still confident because there are actually some Barcelona B players who I think also can come into the side and help us out through these games. Maybe one of the biggest worries for Barcelona was we're missing some players. You talk about Sergio Roberto, Frenkie de Jong, I think, is out to the end of the season now, and it maybe is looking a little bit negative. But Barcelona, I've got some players. I'm speaking mainly about Ricky Puig and Monchu from the B team. 2 players who maybe a lot of you guys wouldn't have even seen play before, but I've seen enough of them in the B team. I know about them, and I know that they've definitely got the character and the quality really to come into a Barcelona side and actually help us. For me, they are players that just have to feature tomorrow. Let's get them out there and let's get them on that pitch. But for Barca, I think the play really has to improve. And against a low block that we will be coming up against Athletic Club, the manager already said we're going to defend in one massive wall to defend Barcelona. They don't hide it. They know what they're going to do, guys. We know what they're going to do. They're going to be massively difficult to break down. They're great at doing this. And right now, this is probably a nightmare opponent for us. But you know what? It's almost sometimes great to face the toughest challenges, because then you can actually get over them instead of just constantly, not changing anything and just because you get away with it against the smaller sides. Against Athletic Club, it's time to change things. It's time to, make this a comfortable win. And I think we can do that with a few things. Number one, let's move the ball very, very quickly. You cannot move the ball slowly against a side like Athletic Club. You will not get through. Ball circulation has to be massively fast, and that basically means that you have to have the correct personnel on the pitch. That has to happen. You also need lots of width to break down a side like Athletic Club. Lots of players who are prepared to go in behind on the wings, get balls into the box, and really, guys, a lot of mobility and ability to actually break the lines. And that also comes in to player selection, of course. I think there are some concepts that we just have to learn in training over the next few days, and I'm just putting my trust in Setien that he knows this is what we need to do, and he is actually getting the players to do that. That's the hope. Well, that's all we can do now, isn't it? We can just try and put our faith in the manager. And also with the lineup, guys, let's hope he gets the selection right, because honestly, we need to be brave if we are going to get the 3 points. To be fair, I thought Rakitic and Vidal put in a pretty solid shift against Sevilla, but I think against a side like this at home, you need more in that midfield. You really do, and let's hope we can see it tomorrow night. Athletic Club then, guys, like we said, the sort of opponent we wouldn't really like to be facing at all. They're not even having a great season. They're currently sitting mid-table. They probably won't even get Europe again, but they're great at defending. They really are, and that is honestly Barcelona's nemesis. And when teams come at the Camp Nou or anywhere and they just put 10 men behind the ball, we struggle at breaking them down, and we never really used to do that. We used to pull teams apart, get them tired, gaps would appear, and Athletic Club, guys, have already done the mastermind against us twice this season. At their stadium at San Mamés, they beat us 1-0 in the league in the 93rd minute on the first match day. We went there in the Copa, they beat us 1-0 in the 93rd minute. Yep, says it all, doesn't it? We know how difficult this will be, we really do, and Setien also does. He was there for the cup match, and I actually think we played quite well that day. We pulled Athletic Bilbao apart, and if we just got some better finishing on that game, I think we would have been through. But you know what? Maybe that was for the best, because the Copa would have taken a few legs out of our ageing side. But either way, guys, those games are done now. And Athletic Club, they've just come off of a typical 1-0 victory against Real Betis. They got a goal in the opening 7 minutes with Inigo Martinez. It's typical already, the centre-backs getting on the score sheet from a set piece. And then for the rest of the game, they sit nice and deep, they get a bit of possession, they try and counter when they can, get some shots off. And Barca have got to be massively careful of that. But again, Unai Simon in goal, massive saves on the goal line, great saves, great blocks. Even Betis missed a penalty. It's all the hallmarks of a typical Athletic Club Bilbao performance, and Barcelona have got to make sure they break that door down tomorrow night early if possible. That would be great. If we get an early goal, we're in a great position here. If we get an early goal, if we go 2-0 up, we're in a massively good position here. That's what the aim got for tomorrow night. It's got to be start strong, move the ball super quick, have that willingness about us, and we'll win the game. Because we've got so much quality compared to a lot of these La Liga sides. We just got to use it, guys. We really have. We've got to be smart with it. We've got to be determined, and we'll get the 3 points. Also, guys, it's worth mentioning, just to try and give a little more hope to the home side here in Barcelona, and we hope that that's going to be the case, that Athletic Club actually could be missing some players. I think Yuri's going to be out through suspension, and you know what? Athletic Club, there's been some rumours that maybe they could rotate. I don't know whether that's going to be true or not. I'll show you guys later the lineup I've tried to put together. I really don't know what the lineup's going to be. I'll speak through it later, but we don't know, honestly. We really don't know what Athletic Club are going to go for. But either way, Yuri won't be there. They should be missing some players. They could even rotate a few just to think, you know what, there'll be some other games that we feel more suited to getting more points in. And also, this is their 4th game now. They may want to mix up that pack a little bit. So there is still some positivity here, guys. There is maybe an option for Athletic Club to rotate some players, and that could massively help us. It really could. So let's just get straight into those lineups, and let's start with Barcelona. And this is actually the lineup that I would play. It's not the lineup I think is going to play. I'm going to go through and show you what I think is going to happen. Of course, Ter Stegen in goal, Semedo at right back. That's going to be happening, both of those things. Piqué at centre back. I've gone for Lenglet. I just think you cannot take him out. He was great against Leganés. He was great against Sevilla. I worry that Samuel Umtiti is going to start this game. For me, he's not fully fit. He's not ready. I think he's definitely could start this game. I think it maybe is a 50-50 right now. Let's hope Setien uses his senses and goes for Lenglet in there. But hey, Umtiti, do not be surprised if he's on the team sheet tomorrow. Jordi Alba, of course, at left back. In midfield, Busquets will be starting. And I've gone for Riqui Puig and Arthur Melo. I actually think he's going to go for Vidal and Arthur Melo. I think Rakitic is going to be brought out for this one. He played a lot of football against both Leganés and Sevilla. And yeah, I just think that he's probably one of the midfielders that Setien feels he can take out. I think he's going to go for Arthur and Vidal. I would go for Arthur and Riqui Puig, be really brave in there. Vidal is someone who I love, and like I said, I put him in the lineup for the Mallorca game, basically for the same reason that you would have him in the lineup for this game, to be fair, to break lines, to get into the box, to use that physicality, to get us on the score sheet and make something happen. But you know what? I think that he's going to be on the team sheet again tomorrow night, but I would just go for Riqui Puig, use that inventiveness, be bold, and I'd also bring Monchu off the bench, around the 60th or 70th minute. He's an extra option midfield, great long shot, he's a goal scorer for midfield, and he's a great hard-working player in there, and what a moment that would be for him too. Then you've also got up front, Messi, Suarez, I think are going to start, and I think he's actually going to go with Messi, Suarez, and Griezmann tomorrow. For me, that could be a little bit disastrous, unless they all put in a great shift and say, look at us, we're possibly, the 3 top players in La Liga, we're going to bully this defence. It never really ends like that, though, does it? That's just a fantasy, really, that they actually work together. They really don't. It's all too narrow. They're on top of each other. Griezmann gets sounded out. Suarez's positioning is a little bit affected because of Griezmann's positioning on the pitch, and I don't know if it all works. I mean, if they're making great runs in behind, if they're really pushing the Bilbao defence back, and Messi's picking them out, that sounds like gold dust, doesn't it, guys? Messi passing to Suarez and Griezmann, 2 of the historic top scorers in La Liga, but it just doesn't work like that. For me, I would go for Ansu Fati. For me, Ansu Fati's earned his spot here. Didn't play at all against Sevilla. Put in a really good shift against Leganés. He got us the opening goal in a similar sort of game, Loads of men behind the ball. Little bit of magic from Ansu Jr. on the left-hand side. And the ball's in the back of the net. That's what we need against Athletic Club. So Ansu Fati, for me, has to start. And the lineup on the screen now, for me, I think, has everything. It really does. It's a great lineup out there. There's negativity about, there's no De Jong. But look at that midfield. Busquets, Riqui Puig, and Arthur. Yes, Arthur isn't performing to his greatest of ability right now, but an arm around his shoulder, a little bit of continuity in the team, and I trust him to get there. If Riqui Puig and Arthur are supplying a front 3 of Messi, Suarez, and Ansu Fati, I'm confident for tomorrow, but unfortunately I think Vidal's going to be in there, and so is Antoine Griezmann. On to the Athletic Club lineup now, and I've actually made a few rotations. I've tried to look at what the press have been saying. There's been some reports saying they could rotate. I'd love if they did this, but hey, let's go through. Unai Simon will be in goal. At right back, Kappa will probably start, but I've heard that he may get rested, so if he does, Damarcos will come in. In defence, I think they're going to go with a back 2. I mean 2 at the back rather than 3 at the back. But I just think that in this game, he's going to keep doing what they've done. However, guys, we've seen it in the past where Athletic Club turn up and they just put Yeray in there next to Unai Núñez and Inigo Martinez. That could happen. I think they're going to stick with the back 4, though. And Balenciaga, I think, is going to get a start here at left back. Target him. Get Messi on him. Get Semedo on him. So much quicker, so much more energetic. Honestly, target Balenciaga. He's an old left back now. Used to be a quality one in La Liga. Not anymore for me. In midfield, there's been some rumours that Dani Garcia could be rested, so I think Unai Lopez could be starting next to Vesca, who's been pushing for a starting spot. In the attack, Williams, Munain and Cordobal are all expected to start, unfortunately. There's been some rumours that Raul Garcia will also be rested, though, so I'll put Villalibre up front. But of course, you could put Munain up front, you could put Williams up front, and then, maybe play Damarcos on right mid and Kappa at right back, or put Leque in there. There's a lot of combinations they could go for, a lot of different formations. That's what I've guessed, though. I honestly have no idea. I really don't. I don't know whether they're going to rotate, go full strength, go 5 at the back, go 3 at the back, go 2 at the back. I don't know, honestly, guys. So I say 2 at the back. When I say 2, I mean 2 centre-backs. 4 at the back, basically. But we don't really know what's going to happen. We don't really know who's going to be playing where. But in terms of players who could be rested, I've heard that Kappa won't be playing, that Yuri won't be playing, of course, due to suspension, and maybe even Dani Garcia and also Raul Garcia, so that could be a big bonus for us. On to the prediction then, guys. I've gone for Barcelona 2, Athletic Club 1. I think this could maybe be a 1-0 Barca, a 2-0 Barca, but I fancy Athletic Club to score, I do. To be honest, if we keep a clean sheet here, guys, again, that would be a real positive. I haven't picked up on that yet, actually. It's been a positive that Barcelona haven't actually conceded a goal in quite a while, so 4 games in a row now with a clean sheet. We could definitely make it 5 tomorrow against a low block. They shouldn't be attacking us too much. But let's get out there and get the 3 points, guys. And maybe even more importantly than the 3 points. I know it sounds weird, but with the way Real Madrid are essentially buying this league, let's see a good performance. Let's see a great performance from Barcelona. And listen, Athletic Club, they'll be sitting really deep tomorrow. That means we can have the ball. We can then prove that we want to make things happen, that we really do have the right mindset, the right players on the pitch, and then we can win this game. We can put even more pressure on Real Madrid, who, by the way, can I just say, they are slipping. We're not alone, but I think people are just saying, look, Barcelona are slipping, Real Madrid are going away with it. That's not the case. It really isn't the case. Real Madrid, they've slipped against Valencia. They let go of that first half, and Valencia, you know what? They scored in that first half, and they ruled it out. And you know what, against Sociedad, they slipped up there too. They really did. The second half, they lost control of the game after Ramos went off. Sociedad were peppering their goal. They got a goal and they ruled it out. Then Real Madrid scored 2 illegal goals and they give them. So that's what's happening, guys. Don't let people tell you otherwise. The referees are winning Real Madrid games. They're in the same boat as us. You know, they've got quite an old squad. They've got tough fixtures, and that's that. That is that. Both sides should be dropping points. But you know what? Like I said about 8 times in the intro, Real Madrid do not seem to be on that same course, unfortunately. They have something running for them. That's an absolute disgrace for me. I may do a video all about it in future, but for me, let's focus on ourselves. Barcelona, we need a win tomorrow, a huge 3 points. Let's see if we can get it. That's where I'm going to wrap up this video, guys. I'm hoping Barca put in a real performance tomorrow to show that they are still fighting for this league. It'll be a great statement. It'll be a massive moment against a club like Athletic Club, you know, who sit so deep, are so good at defending. We don't have a good record against them in recent seasons, so let's see what we can do. I'll see you guys very, very soon for the review of the game. I think that'll be coming out on Thursday, and I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.